and welcome, and thank you so much for joining me today for another chair yoga session. And today I thought I'd take you through some of the standing postures that can be sometimes quite difficult to do, and I just wanted to show you ways that you can use your chair to incorporate these specific yoga postures. And I'm mostly talking about your warriors, also extended side angle, and also your warrior 3, and I'll take you through all of those right now for you. So just to begin with, grab yourself a chair if you don't have one, and ideally these exercises will be without arms. So if you can find your chair, or even, I don't think a stool would probably be very supportive, because it really do need your back there as well. So something without arms would be great. Otherwise, so pause this video now and we'll get started. So to begin with, just really feel your body in your chair, getting your arms and hands comfortable on your lap, and just taking a moment to ground yourself to begin with. So perhaps you might like to lower your gaze onto the floor in front of you, or you might even feel comfortable closing your eyes. And really start to just notice your chest moving with your breath. You might even be aware of how your back is being supported by the chair. And even the sensation of the chair beneath your thighs and bottom. And the contact of the surface beneath your feet. And just allowing your breathing to be as natural as possible. And just observing if there's any body sensations. And also knowing that you can adjust your practice to however you would like to today. So to begin, I'm going to take you through the Warrior 2 posture. So just coming forward a little bit on your chairs, just wiggling forward. And just taking your left leg out to the side. And it's probably good to actually get right on the edge. So it's almost like one side of your bottom is off the chair. And you can extend the chair, your other opposite leg. So I actually have the chair fully underneath me. And then from here, and making sure that your back leg is in a 90-degree angle, your toes, not your leg. And also making sure that your ankle is underneath your knee as well. So this is a really opening stretch just right through across the front here along my pelvis. And then on the inhale, raising your arms up to shoulder height, really allowing your spine to be tall, your chest open, and looking over your front fingers. Really keeping a strong back leg, even pushing on the outside of your back foot. Just a few more breaths. And then exhale, release. And if you like, you can stay in this position and then taking your forearm onto your thigh, and inhale and extending your arm up and over, or if you can also extend it over there if you're feeling a little bit soft, more of a softer position on your shoulder for extended side angle. or even on your hips is another option as well. Just holding here, feeling that length, that distance between your top hand and the foot behind you. And using your forearm to lift your chest up. And then exhale, releasing. And then coming back to center. And just taking your knees wide and your feet on a 45-degree angle. And this would also be a goddess posture. So you can begin with just playing around with lifting your heels off the floor, noticing how that feels, maybe alternating your heels. And then if you like, you can bring your weight onto your hands and alternate your shoulders as you're dipping one shoulder in the middle, inhaling, coming back up and dipping to the other side. And then coming back to center and then coming into cactus arms, so your elbows are out wide, your fingers are pointing up towards the sky, and then on the inhale, opening your chest, pulling back your elbows, exhale, rounding your arms, wrapping your hands around across your chest, giving yourself a big hug, dipping your chin towards your chest, and then opening your arms. Exhale, rounding, giving yourself a big hug. Inhale, opening. Last hug. And see if you can squeeze all the air out of your lungs. Staying here for a few more breaths. And then exhale, coming back to center. So coming to the opposite side. So setting yourself up to begin with, extending your leg long, having my ankle underneath my knee, my toes in a 90-degree angle, trying to push on the outside, and then on the inhale, raising my arms up to shoulder height, looking over my front fingers, and also pretending that there's a rope that's pulling my hand behind me, so it's allowing my spine to be tall. And my back leg's quite activated and my knees activated, so I'm not rolling my knee in. I'm really activating my muscles in my thighs to keep my legs strong. And then when you're ready, on the exhale, taking your forearm to your thigh, and you've got your options here. So having your hand on your hip, your arm across, or up towards the ceiling. Few more breaths, and then exhale, releasing, coming back to center, shaking it out, just moving your body a little bit, moving your head from side to side, maybe alternating your heels, taking in just a slight twist, so taking your back hand to the back of your chair if possible, and then placing your opposite hand on your opposite knee. Releasing and coming to the opposite side. Really lifting your chest tall. You can close down your eyes or soften your gaze if you like for a moment. And then exhale, release. So now I'm going to take you through Warrior 3. And it's always good to have your chair on at least 2 legs on your mat so it doesn't slip. I mean, fortunately I've got little stoppers on my feet, but not everyone has that. So from here, you're taking your hands on the back of your chair and then walking your feet back so your torso is the same length or parallel with the floor beneath you. And for a few breaths, you could just stay here, making sure that your feet are at least hip width apart. And even just being in this position here can be quite stimulating, especially on your shoulders. And then if you have enough room, and hopefully I do, I'm going to shift my weight onto my right foot and extend my left leg behind me. So I'm activating my left leg, using my hands to hold on to the chair, pointing my toes, seeing if I can keep my hips square. And then on the inhale, coming back up. And then shaking it out, if you like. And then reaching forward, and once again, just staying here for a few breaths. And this might even just be enough for you. And then shifting your weight onto your left foot to extend your right leg behind you. Taking deep breaths, really pointing your toes. And then on the inhale, coming back up to standing and then shaking it out. Turning the chair around, and this time showing you an alternative option for downward facing dog. So I have quite a good grip on the cushion of my chair, so I'm going to just have my palms flat, or if you wanted to, you can hold on to the side, whatever you feel more stable with. But for this particular position for me, having my wrists extended and my hands facing and not twisted in the same length as my arms is actually quite beneficial and feels good on my wrists. And then just walking back your feet. If you like, you can have your heels off the ground and your knees bent for downward facing dog. This is great for your wrists. If downward facing dog on your mat can be quite stressful on your joints. You can walk your dog by alternating your heels. And then when you're ready, just slowly lifting back your hips. I'm going to bring my chair around and then come back to centre. So, just taking a few moments just to centre yourself. And there you have it. There are a few standing and also balancing postures there that are quite common, that you see quite often in a yoga sequence. So hopefully that's given you some ideas of what you can do at home in your own environment. And if you have any other requests, please let me know. If you'd like to receive a notification when I release these videos, hit the subscribe button. Thank you so much. See you next time.